and welcome to Gauntlet City Limits, the Gauntlet's premier living city campaign of modern-day setting, usually whimsical or lighthearted RPGs. Now, this series has been going on for over a year now, like a year and a half, and I have always been the GM, which is perfectly fine, because I pick all these weird games and foist them upon Gauntleteers. But this time is a little different, because Poutine is... Did I say it right, Adam?
Yep.
Yes, I pulled it off! Because I want to say Poutine, because I'm a dumb American. So Poutine is this RPG, a story game, by my buddy Adam Robichaux. And I cajoled Adam into not only coming on here, but he's going to facilitate. It's GM-less, so I'm kind of sort of a GM, but really, like, Adam's going to do all the work, which is amazing. So Adam has run this game for the Jankcast. You should totally check out those episodes. Jankcast is a great podcast. You should check it out. It's not too far back in the feed as of this recording. And I'm going to be playing Owen, as you can tell. At least that's my intention, because I made a lower third for it. And if I can't play Owen, that's okay. I'll make another one. Adam, take it away.
All right, so Poutine is a game set typically in the province of Quebec, Canada, but today we've altered the game a bit so that it plays in within the Gauntlet city limits, shall we say. The game is set around the lives of the denizens of people who go to the diner. It is set almost entirely within the diner itself. And the way that it's structured basically is that you play scenes centered around characters, and they are outlining some turbulence in the life of those characters. So you introduce the characters, and you have a list of scene prompts or cues that you can use to set the tone for that scene. When you introduce a character, you use a breakfast entree, which is a breakfast prompt. And then you kind of take it off with lunches until you reach a point where that character's story arc comes to a head, and then you pay out a little bit of in-game currency to have a dinner entree, which hits a climactic conclusion, and you either end the character's arc or you bounce off and start off on a new one with a new breakfast entree. Now, the game is GM-less, so what happens is you have one character who's playing in character as their character, and then you have another character who functions effectively as a game master called the server, and the server is there to facilitate the conversation and keep the players on track. And the server has a couple of abilities at hand to do that. Specifically, they have the daily specials. The document lays all of this out for you. Basically, if you want to see what's going on in the player's mind, you can ask them questions similar to Apocalypse Roll, like read a person. You can basically anticipate what the character needs and what the scene needs, and you can give that to the character so that the story doesn't fall flat wherever it is. Now, at the end of every scene, whoever is playing the server gets tipped out, and that's something of a voting mechanism where everyone then says, I think the server was really helpful here, I think they were really engaged, I think that they really, this scene wouldn't have ended this way without them. Then you tip them out on a scale of 3. So if they did all 3 of those things, they get 3 tips. If they did 1 or none of those things, they get 1 tip. They never get 0 tips, because you always tip. And then you just decide based on 1, 2, or 3, whatever the group thinks the server deserves. So the first thing that we do basically is create a base cast of characters, and characters have 4 main defining traits. They have their name, their job, which really just means kind of their career. They could be homemaker, for instance. That's considered a job. And then they have a want and a regret. So one of the examples from the book is Leanne, the waitress who wants out, but who would regret leaving her sick father home alone. the idea is to create characters that have some instant conflict defining them and desires driving them. And we're going to be making, every time that a character comes into play, they're going to get a want and a regret immediately right off the bat. It's required. So if at any point in time you're not happy with the character that you were playing or following, just switch it up for another one, and that's totally fine. And I think that's basically it. Any conversation? Yeah, that's mostly it. I know that was a big info dump, and I'm sorry about that. But I promise that after, one the scene, pretty much the whole thing is going to make total sense. It's pretty straightforward. So then the first thing that we should probably do is make one character each. Going around the table, I guess. I should probably make the first, just to get us kicked off.
All right. Nice. We have a little spreadsheet that Adam cooked up real quick for us because we realized that we don't have any other methodology to track it.
Yeah. I guess we can make that available for people if they want to see it. I don't actually.
You bet.
Yeah.
Sure will.
I don't actually want to type this until I can mute myself.
We're in Gauntlet City, right?
Yes, we might be in one of the smaller suburbs of Gauntlet City, but we are definitely within Gauntlet City.
Sure.
That's one of the other things, is that the game is typically set in a small town, but a suburb should work fine.
Let's have it in Whopper Valley, the Whup, which is Garrett's neighborhood, because it's in a valley a bit south of Central District. So
nice.
It sounds like it could work.
Yeah, I think so.
It can work. It has some French immigrants.
Where are the Pathfinders from? Rich.
Holy crap. I never actually made Puff. The Pathfinders are from a neighboring city, which I guess maybe we should make it as a joke on some iconic from Pathfinder lore.
I don't know enough about. That's fine. I'm just going to call it the big city right now. So. I'm glad you talked through things, because I when I first drew up the character, I was like, I get this, and then I was like, oh no, I didn't. Wants and regrets. Man. I'm just going to change this to people, actually.
Here we go. We're going to call it Valero Slim. That is the city that the Pathfinders are from. That is Valeros the Fighter and Lem the Bard, two iconic characters from Pathfinder lore. There you go.
Ooh.
Valero Slim.
And we always learn something.
Sure.
Sounds a little bit like a slum, too. So that amuses me greatly, more than it should. So I've got my picture of Owen here. I'm wondering, I think Owen actually works at the... Is there a normal name for the... Or do we come up with a name for the Poutine restaurant?
Yeah, everything is generated in... by the group. So feel free to brainstorm some ideas. The only real requirement is that it has a diner atmosphere, but it can have a bar, it can not have a bar. It's just on the main drag of whatever township or suburbia it is in.
You know what? I'm going to change this a little bit here even. There we go. Now he's got insomnia. Take that.
So does Gravy work? Is he a late night DJ, but not here at the diner? Correct.
That is correct. It is
Okay.
gravy. It is gravy, as in graveyard shift. It's the graveyard shift with Gravy Jackson Morris. It's lovely out here right now.
Oh, I was thinking spinning records DJ.
You
I
were
got
thinking wrong.
I was. I'm glad I asked questions.
Yep.
Dang it! I just realized, Adam, I was remaking the bartender from the Jank Cast, and I'm not going to do that.
It's allowed.
I was just trying. No, I was trying to think of what are the like staff positions of a diner. There would be a cook,
Yep.
Waiter, waitress, potentially a bartender if you then decide that it serves alcohol. I think, but a cook is going to be kind of hard to get out and playing with others. Although he could have scenes with Marina.
No, it's fine.
I mean, the character I played, for instance, owned the restaurant, right, in the Jank Cast. So he still got out and did his thing. It's totally available to you. And the majority of the scenes do play within the restaurant.
I think Gravy's station is across the street from the restaurant. And so he comes over there constantly drinking coffee.
I'm going to stick with cook, and if it creates some problems with working anyone other than Marina into scenes, then Owen will take frequent breaks.
One of the other things that we can consider is just the fact that when you're working in a restaurant, it might not always be busy. So that if there's nothing going on, the cook might come out and sit down with the customer and stuff like that.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
There, I added radio for clarity.
Oh, thank you, because I'm dumb. Appreciate that.
I mean, if you want, you can also listen to the podcast. We podcast every day. You can find it on our website. www. No, wait, that was too many. Oh, God.
You have 2 subscribers. Okay, interesting. Maybe because of the title.
You say 4W so often that you've actually like set up the subdomain just in case. It looks like everyone except Owen has
No,
their
don't
to
worry.
regret.
Okay.
You're terrible at being a player, Rich. God.
It's okay.
I kicked myself to the curb. Obviously, this plays better with 3.
Just a little bit of performance anxiety. It's okay.
I know, right? I keep listening and like not concentrating on my own selfish needs.
I
Does that sound good? It's a nice indirect way of trying to compliment myself when I'm failing.
What does the short order cook want? I think he wants love. I'm pretty sure.
It wouldn't be a game with me in it if there wasn't someone romancing somebody.
Yeah. Currently, nobody wants love.
I noticed there's
I'm pretty sure
nobody
he
wants love. Thank you, Jason. I would not have picked up on that. I just assumed Adam's here. Someone wants some love. So, wants to find someone special.
But we must ask ourselves, what is love?
Baby, don't hurt me.
No more.
Yes. Now he's got a regret.
College dropout.
You read my mind. How did you? Oh, that's magical. I was literally typing.
I know. Otherwise, unless you've got the voice to text thing set up or something. Yeah.
Text. Look at that guy. He looks so intense with his purple hair. Yay, I'm no longer lagging behind.
Look at my guy. He looks so much like Hangouts isn't working for me.
If you want to drop a picture of Gravy into the spreadsheet so we could see him.
I can do that.
Well, maybe I should. I'm going to be here for like 3 days if I look for a picture of. It's going to be bad. Garrett, I'm kind of playing my regret off of your character. Is that okay? Do you think that's acceptable?
Yes.
I've never actually tried this before, but
Yes, please do so.
cool. baked-in relationship building.
There you go. Oh, you have a picture board. It would have made sense for me to put him there instead. Da, 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 da. And there he is.
Lovely. It's like our own Pinterest.
What the? You covered him up right away. Get that on there. There. Much better. Living in the WUP. I actually haven't even ever read anything about the WUP, so I'm happy to read this. I'll tell you what, I'll read it for the listeners at home. Hey everyone, welcome to the bus tour of Whopper Valley. I'm local celebrity Gravy Jackson Morris. I'm going to tell you a little bit about Whopper Valley. The WUP is located in a valley a bit south of Central District. The sun doesn't shine too long per day on Whopper heads, which can either mean that it's terribly bleak or you save on sunscreen. The WUP's famous for an old late industrial age pilot project where a train was running with tracks from top over the small river Whopper. You shouldn't miss visiting the zoo and its famous lazy Lion King if you are not too much into animal rights. I know that's true. A century ago, Whopper Valley was still famous for fabric production. The industrial sites are all abandoned now and would make beautiful yuppie loft housing if some artists are moving in, but it's heavily subsided and not as cool as hoped for yet. They're working on it. Fair enough?
That was magical.
Wow, I give you all the tips.
I feel like
So gravy.
So when I was gonna say, when you make your neighborhoods in this, like all the neighborhoods have a certain flavor, and mine was Herman's Village, which is kind of a gentrified arts district. So most people I have are either extremely working class or involved in the arts in some way. So
fair enough. So it looks like everyone's characters are ready. So why don't we go around and introduce them one by one? I will start, and then we can just modulo up to the top of the list and work our way down. I will be playing Marina the waitress, who wants to make it big as a singer/songwriter, but could never leave her grandmother alone. Her grandmother being Hannah, who is being played by
Garrett. Yeah, so Hannah is an old lady, and she has been in town like forever, in Whopper Valley, and when it was still like with factories, and she was working in a factory until she got kids, and then she stayed home. And well, her big dream was, and that is her regret until today, that she didn't go to a proper school to learn acting. She always wanted to be an actor, and she was in a small group which was associated with a high school, so she stayed in touch with young people, which is nice. Yeah, and she really doesn't want to die alone, because that's her biggest fear. She's soon to be dead, and she really doesn't want to go into one of those buildings where they park old people before they die. And well, her granddaughter is still in town, and hopefully she will always be there for her. Well, I don't listen to Gravy's music, by the way.
insomnia inducing. Why don't you go next, Jason?
For Gravy? All right.
Yeah.
I'm playing Gravy Jackson Morris, the late night radio DJ who wants to get over his insomnia and get some sleep, but he just can't. And part of what he does as a result is he hangs out at the diner all the time. And he's actually turned that into one of the bits for his show because he records people who sit and talk to him because he's not doing anything else. And he misses the life he left behind in Valera Slim. Some people think it's a slum. Some people think all they have is the Pathfinders, but he felt like he was kind of special there and not so much here.
That's touching. Okay. Rich, how about Owen?
Owen Hearthstone grew up in Irvine, which is a slice of Gauntlet City downtown. It's a heavily commercialized area. There's banking. There's a whole lot of not industry, but this is the downtown. This is where the bankers and the salesmen and all of that happens. However, it also has some residential. It's very like very small pieces of Irvine. And among the residential, there are some rent-controlled areas in the large apartment buildings. Owen's from one of those rent-controlled areas. And he got, he got some assistance to go to college at, crap, I can't remember. Gauntlet University? Did we call it Gauntlet University? Anyway, he went to Gauntlet U for a couple of years and bounced around between majors and just never found what his heart was set on. Ran through even though his grades were good, he never progressed far enough into a degree. Eventually the money ran out and he kind of dropped out. And so he's a short order cook here at this place, trying to figure out what's next.
Very good. I mean, not for him, obviously, but
not at all.
No, but he's taking steps. That's the important part. Okay, so now we're pretty much good to jump into it. The first thing that we should do is pick who's going to have the first scene. Any volunteers?
I'm a resident of Wappa Valley, so I have been here also while the previous owner was still in, so I think I should be the first.
Makes sense to me.
Yes.
Just for the sake of going first and getting the server out of the way so that you guys can see roughly how it's done, I will take that position next. And so I need you to pick an all-day breakfast from the menu, and that will be the cue for your scene that we have to work in.
So that's my duty to choose an all-day breakfast?
Yes.
All right. I don't have a baby, I don't have a promotion, but, and that's more a threat to me, somebody offered me a new home. And there's a facility by the good church people, and the good church people, they asked me this morning if I wouldn't like to move into their facilities because they are very good in taking care for elder people who are not so well at home anymore and who might have problems in the night, and that they have a bell you can ring, I heard. And yeah, the prospect is very bright and colorful and it's affordable to me, but I really don't want to. That's what's on my mind.
Okay, so before we jump into it, I forgot one key thing is that we should probably actually name the diner itself. Any suggestions? Just spitball it off.
I am fine, in fact, calling it Poutine, although my first impulse is to make it into a pun and go like, Poutine, my belly. But I'm down for whatever.
That's delightful. You've earned this with your bus tour. You've earned the ability to name the diner, in my opinion, and so Poutine in My Belly sounds the best. Why don't you put that on your lower third, Jason?
That's terrible.
Poke.
Why would you say that? Why would you even say that?
To be mean.
Okay, so then, Hannah, you're sitting there at the diner. You've just been made this offer. Who made the offer to you? Is this ongoing? Like, is there a representative from that housing corporation there now, or?
I think they called me. They were on the phone, and there was a very sweet lady. And I at first I thought she wanted to sell me a new vacuum cleaner because I once gave them my number, but actually that was Mrs. Smith. Hardly anybody else ever calls me.
Gotcha.
Mrs.
Okay.
Smith.
Then I'm going to say that Marina comes over and refills your mug. Are you drinking tea, coffee?
I drink coffee with milk, and she knows about that.
Okay, good. And she's refilling your cup, and she's got the creamers out for you, or milk out for you, pouring it in for you, getting it just how you like it. And so you were given this offer for the home, and I mean,
yeah. I look at her and I have tears in my eyes already when I see her, because I know she's my last hope of preventing me from going there. It's like I feel so helpless now.
I take it Mom's not really, she's keen on sending you there then, isn't she?
She's what?
Mom
I don't hear that well anymore.
Oh, sorry. She's keen on sending you?
I don't think so. No, she would regret that. I'm pretty sure.
So.
Yeah, it's like her father is mean to me since. Yeah, but she would never do so.
No. Well, at least Mom's not that bad on you.
Yeah.
So what are you gonna do about
She's
it?
not.
Are you gonna talk to her, or are you gonna? Do you want me to talk to her?
It would be so nice if she has some time to talk with me, but I wouldn't dare asking.
I'll tell you what. I'm going to give her a call, like as soon as I get on my break, and I'm going to tell her to come down here. Is that okay?
Yes, that would be really nice.
All right. So then some time passes, and before long, Marina's mother comes walking in the door. So we need a name for her, a profession. I want an regret.
Sorry, I'm just sad. I can't think about that right now.
I'm sure I totally understand.
How about Beth?
That sounds like the kind of name that would stick their mother in a home.
Yeah.
She's got to be some high-ranking, like.
Yeah. She's got the. She's totally got the. I want to talk to your manager haircut.
Yes.
Is she wearing a pantsuit?
She's got to be.
Okay.
Yeah.
She's got
Pantsuit, yes.
Is she a lawyer?
But I mean, she knows how to wear them because that's a fashion design company she's working for.
Ah, she's a lawyer for a fashion design company.
That's bizarre.
Like cheating third, like poor countries about the intellectual property of patrons. Yes, it's the kind of thing.
What does she want? I want to get a retirement account squared away.
Her own retirement account?
Yeah.
Weird. Interesting, though. So she's trying to get her own retirement account squared away, and in doing so is putting her grandmother in a home?
I'm thinking about that, but I don't know.
Well, it can also be so that she's not entirely a shark, that she's genuinely worried for her mom and wants to not be. Like, she can't take care of her and do her high-pressure lawyer for a fashion company job. So if mom needs to be taken care of, so her want is to make sure that mom is taken care of.
I like that.
Yeah, let's do that.
Because I was going with wants to appear correct. But like you're so much better.
But just so we're clear, she still totally wants to see her manager.
It's good.
And then the regret.
Well, she's got this daughter who won't go to college.
I'm okay with that. I'm totally okay with this character being pointed squarely at the familial relationship.
Pointing all just to each other. It's like a pincushion.
But Marina is she's doing great in her life.
Thank you, Grandma. Yeah, let's go with that.
I don't know how to put it.
something-
Someone else has to type it.
There, done. So Beth comes walking in. Who's going to play Beth?
I can play Beth.
Let's do that. Hi, Mom. Hannah's over here. Or Grandma's over here, rather. Come on.
Oh, thanks, Mary.
I'm filled with tears.
Mom. She, of course, like slides into a seat across from you, takes your hand. I thought you liked the brochures.
You gave them my number. I'm very upset.
No,
Didn't want to talk to these people, and they didn't tell me that they wanted to take me away from my home.
take you away. No, Mom, you told me all about. I never even heard of Shady Homes until you told me that Poppy was there, and Ralph was having a great time. That he started golfing again, and so I looked into it. I thought that it would be good for you to be around people your own age. You stay at home.
They're all on drugs. I don't know what they give them, but they smile all day. They aren't the same people than before.
Maybe they're smiling because they're happy. It's a whole community. They have bingo night. They play Wii.
The only thing you want is getting rid of me. You just don't want to have the obligation to. I mean, you just pass once a week.
Mom,
Together
you're
with me.
closer to me. You're closer to Marina. You're closer to all of us. And we know that you're taken care of. I read about people in the church your age who are not doing so well, and I want to make sure you have the best care.
Is that fashionable now, what you're wearing there?
This is just I'm working from home today. This is fine. But
This looks like those daycare carers, what they wear. They are afraid of getting dirty pants.
I appreciate your attempt to redirect this, but I really think that we should sign the papers. We can get you moved in a week.
Mom, Hannah comes over and brings you, I presume what you drink is coffee, black.
Yeah.
And yeah, she puts it in
She
front of
likes her
Mom.
coffee like she likes her soul.
So yeah, Marina puts the coffee down in front of you and says, Mom, Grandma's really upset about this. Are you sure this is such a good idea?
With the opening, this stuff moves like hotcakes. Shady Valley is a really good place. We've been on a waiting list for months. I had to bump us up the list. I mean, I don't want to push. I don't want to freak you out, Mom, but I mean, it's not right for you to be there all by yourself all the time. Marina wants to work on her singing, and I've got work. We can't be there for you like you need us.
I don't want to die alone. I don't want to die in one of those facilities. I will stay. I want to stay at my place till the end. I'm living there now for 10 years, and I feel comfortable there. And as long as you have time to help me down the stairs, it's all fine.
Mom, I don't have time to help you down the stairs every day. I had to take off this morning to come here and meet with you. My job is very demanding. And I'm not trying to sound callous here, Mom, but I want to make sure you're taken care of without sacrificing my ability to help you be happy.
You always talk about your job. If you hadn't had thought more about your family, your daughter would be better by now.
Well,
better than what? Mom.
I think this is a good time for me to bring the checks around. This is just
I
think that maybe we need to take a break.
She pulls out her phone. I've missed 4 texts already. Yes, please bring the check. It's all on one. All on one.
Cool.
And who brings me home?
I've got lunch in 10, Grandma. I'll walk you home. Let's call that scene.
Yeah.
So that's how it works for the most part. Just so you're aware, when I pulled in the mother, Beth, I was using a server move, the daily special Speak of the Devil, which allows me to bring a character relevant to the conversation into the conversation. You can also spend tips to kind of supercharge those moves and make them more dramatically effective, but I don't have any tips, and it didn't really matter anyway, so, we are where we are. So the last thing we have to do at the end of every scene is tip out, unless you have a question.
I was asking if the server moves are listed somewhere.
They are. They are the second last page, so that would be, I guess, 12?
Yep, I see it.
Cool. It's also got some MC advice on the right for you, just so that you know what's going on. Right. So then, on a scale of 1 to 3, how did I do? $1 tip is the minimum. $2 when the server provides some assistance or insight into the conversation of the characters, and tip 3 when the server goes beyond providing assistance and insight into the conversation of the characters.
It's at least a 2. I like that you set up the situation and then wrapped it up in a nice bow before I got kind of derailing into screaming.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
I'm going to say a 2.
Okay. 2 is fine with me. I will take 2 happily.
So,
and just so you're aware, tips follow the player, not the character.
Okay. So the daily special, the server thing says that you have to spend a tip to use those abilities. Does that come out of the tips you just made, or?
Yes, but you don't have to spend that tip. It's optional.
Okay.
I may add.
Oh, that's the supercharge. I get it. So
yeah. The first part of it is what you get for free. The second part is what you spend.
Right. All right, I got it.
I should clarify that. Thank you for that.
Yeah, because it reads like.
All right. So who's next?
Uh,
let's go with Jason. You want to set a scene?
Sweet. Am I
should have turned off my overlay. I was doing Owen the whole time when I was playing Beth. I'm sorry for confusing everyone. I'll be quiet now. I just realized that.
Do I still play from breakfast, or am I playing from lunch here?
The first time you introduce your character, you introduce him with a breakfast.
Okay. So, I think what we're going to look at here so I have two ideas and I could use an opinion. Either one, the radio station is doing crappy, so failing business, or two, an illness addiction, which is that he's been trying to use sleeping pills to sleep and has had to up it, and they're not actually working very well.
I think the second one is actually pretty relevant since you've got a regret that punches on that right away.
Sure.
Yeah,
A
I think
want
it's a
that
good
punches on
strong,
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
good strong kickoff. That's good.
Right?
Who's going to play the server?
Yeah.
I can do that.
Go for it. So go ahead and pull up the server sheet just so that you know what you have. And it's not always easy to make that transition and realize like when you can use a daily special. But if you keep an eye on it, you might be like, oh yeah, this makes sense. I'll do it right away.
Yeah, so the second last, where I have the
Yes.
daily specials.
That's right.
But first of all, I shall introduce myself, and my name is James. I'm also working here. Happy to welcome you, Ravi. Good to have you back. How was your day?
It's day now. It has
Well, I
been a
you
day.
look sleepy. Yeah. You
Yeah,
don't get
yeah.
much sleep?
No, it's fine though. You know, it's the hours are a little bit weird. The station could be better, but I've got the happy little pills and they help out. It'll be fine. I can adapt. I adapted to Gauntlet City and I get to Whopper Valley and I can adapt to 3 hours of sleep or so.
But how does that feel, adapting?
I mean, it's the human condition, isn't it? Like you end up in someplace new, right? You think you're comfortable. You always think you're comfortable, but then things go wrong, right? You lose your job or the house gets too much or someone leaves you or whatever, and you think you're going to start over again, so you have to relocate and find a new job that will work with what it is that you do. And you adapt, and that's humanity in a nutshell. Everything that can go wrong, going wrong, and then you starting over and pretending it won't happen again.
Well, immediately when you talk, I can feel that you have a radio voice. It's great. May I offer you a special table without any sunlight?
Yeah, that
Does it
sounds.
sound good?
That actually does sound pretty good. I hadn't even thought about that actually. Possibly some egg.
Some egg, okay. Would you like to have
Eggs.
some company?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I can. Is that a service that you provide as a waiter now?
Well, you come here often enough by now, like 3 times, is it? That I have the feeling that sometimes some customers would like to have some company, and Mr. Hillstone over there, he's like he's a very interesting person to talk to.
All right. It's nice to talk to interesting people, I suppose.
I bring you coffee?
Yeah, decaf actually. I think the caffeinated stuff I maybe need to cut back on. Mainly want the eggs and all the hot sauce, like all of it. Like just go around to every table and bring it, and that would be perfect.
All right.
All right. Thanks.
Owen, would you be fine with joining this gravy gentleman?
Gravy.
Yeah, I guess it's dead. That's fine. Is this a thing you're going to be making me do now, Jenks?
What's with the hair, kid? Are you so lacking in anything special that you have to dye your hair purple? I'm just curious.
Move over. Take a seat, elbows on the table. You have lost a bet.
Must have been a heck of a bed.
Oh, yeah. So I've seen you're in here a bunch. You work at the radio station across the street, right?
That's right. WUP, the Whoop. You're on the Midnight Gravy Train with me, Gravy Jackson Morris.
I got a buddy who works at the college radio station. Said it's okay.
Yeah, well, you know.
Downtime, yeah.
It's a good life if you're hard enough. I mean, look, you get a chance to talk on the radio, be heard by people, and that's not nothing. People tell you their stories. That's all right. It's weird, though. You know? You're locked in a room, a hot room, because the freaking fans get picked up on the freaking microphones. So, you're locked in a hot room by yourself, and you're aware that anything you say goes out to the whole, well, as far as Whopper Valley anyway, maybe not the whole world, except on the podcast, I guess. But it's just you. They all get you. And what do you get? Paycheck. And I suppose you get the joy of narrating bus tours. But hey, no, look, kid. James, James said you even have interesting stories. Like I said, normally it's me going out. What you got? What's your interesting story?
I don't know, man. Yeah. Not
you lost
really.
a bet. That sounds like the beginning.
Yeah,
Right
there you go. Yeah, it was party. It was a party. It was some of my buds. Marina mentioned it. She didn't go, but yeah, I was there. Yeah, it's not the best.
Mr. Heathstone, Gravy, do you get along? Oh no. I think he's fell asleep.
Yeah.
Mr. Heathstone, are you do you feel comfortable with that person? Or shall I find an excuse to bring you to another table?
How about I go back in the back and cook some? That might be good. See a couple orders.
Yes,
have
Mr.
gone back,
Heathstone.
so I'll just.
Yeah, I'm so sorry I'm so sorry for that. I tried to wake him up, right? Yeah, I tried my best. All right.
Don't try and tell him gone.
Yeah, no, I won't. And now I like push this thing there up. Like, all right, we have a short lunch break now. We open in the evening again.
What?
We open in the evening again. Thanks for your visit.
Oh, right. What do I owe you? I think we could probably just wrap it up there, Gary.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I like that you let him sleep to the end. I'm jumping ahead here, but tipping out the server. I like that you let him sleep until the end of lunch. That was a nice touch. So I'm going to say you deserve at least 2.
Yeah.
You were super nice to him. Good job. You found him a little. Some teenager to put him right to sleep. I thought that maybe that would help with your wants and regrets there, Rich.
It was good. Yeah, that was awesome. I hope that you had enough to play off of.
No, it was fun.
Okay.
Hooray.
Cool. So, next scene. Rich, you want to take it? Take that one.
Yeah, unless you want me to be a server for it, because I haven't served. How to serve humans. How to serve for humans.
The option. You have the option.
I guess I will be a server. So let's see. Shelly, the waitress, is our server. And Shelly wants some. She wants to be on commercials. She wants to be on commercials. I can't spell. Still can't spell.
Like all the servers are usually always characters, or how does it?
The servers are always characters.
All right.
Are they always literally servers? Like, could I play Gravy as a server and just keep on calling people over for coffee, for instance?
When they don't technically have to be a waiter or waitress.
Yep.
They can be the owner, a bartender, any service staff. But sometimes you have the option of taking out, which is you spend a tip to go outside the restaurant, and then the server can literally be anyone.
Okay.
So it could be Gravy.
Yeah.
Actually, now I'm really interested to see a scene where Gravy is narrating everything. Just like, all right, ladies and germs. This nice romancy tune is just for you.
See, I'm trying to think of Shelly's regret after I do some fidgeting with boxes and other stuff that has nothing to do with this game. Shelly's regret. She wants to be on commercials or TV or in plays. She's, famous. So I think her regret is that we already has a lot of school stuff and family stuff. So what is her regret? She's a waitress at a Poutine place. Her regret is that she's behind on her car payments. And no,
Debt.
It's in May. Debt.
I believe that's actually a breakfast too.
Is it?
I think it might be. Nope, it's not. My bad.
It's okay.
That is all right, though, yeah. I think it might be a dinner. Yeah, financial ruin. It's a dinner.
So who is Shelly serving today?
How about Marina?
Yeah, that would have to be Marina.
All right. I was hoping so. So Marina's just come, is this a thing where maybe Marina's finished up her shift and stuck around kind of thing? Where she's working a split?
No, she's absolutely, she's just wrapping up. She's just changed out of her uniform.
Oh, does she actually go and physically change out of her uniform?
Yeah. Unless you want me to.
No, it's fine.
Okay.
That's perfectly okay. What does she change into?
She is going to a party tonight. So she is wearing a dress, which I believe I linked up earlier in the chat.
Is it in the picture board?
Is there a picture board? Where's the picture board?
There's a picture board.
It's on the third tab.
Third tab.
Maria. Oh, yeah. Yeah. She's on the picture board.
Yeah. Far right. Top.
Cool. Now, with her just hanging out, of course, it's possible. I think it's weird to have her go over and sit with somebody else. So does someone want to step in to play Owen? Because in that dress, he would probably slip out to chat with her.
So your thought here is to have Owen chatting with Marina or with Shelly?
Sorry, Marina. Yes, I meant to say
Marina. Yeah, I would do that.
Oh,
sure.
You're going to play Owen? Awesome. Okay. Cool.
So then, technically, we need to have breakfast for the person who's 18. And is
Right,
the
but
focus of
it's
the
all day breakfast, right? So it could be how
right.
she's going
And
to a
that's-
party.
Now, technically, I say breakfast, but it's really just corresponding to the story arcs.
Right.
Position.
I think I got you, just maybe not sounding like
Yeah.
I get you, but she's serving off the breakfast menu. She doesn't necessarily eat breakfast food, or do we just keep that thematically where she's
Just
eating something?
Thematically linked, but not. Anyway,
Cool. Hey Maria, you look great. Did you want to like have a little bite to eat? Because I know if your tummy is kind of like empty and stuff, that like you get drunker, but then super sicker.
yeah, you know, I think that's probably a good idea because I'm going to be drinking a lot tonight.
A lot? Oh my gosh, that's great. I mean, good for you. Good for you. What do you want? Like some pancakes that like sit heavy on you, and they're not so bad coming back because they're like sweet and stuff. You don't want anything hot. No hot stuff, okay?
No hot stuff. Got it. Nothing that makes me gassy either. So no bread. Although I heard
Right.
that bread's good. Is bread good?
Bread, it like soaks up the alcohol. It's super good. Just like no beans, okay?
Yeah, no beans. That's a good idea. I like that idea.
Right.
Owen is sitting next table.
I'm just going to go ahead and say that the breakfast entree for this scene for Marina is going to be a new lover.
Oh my. Poor Owen is about to get his heart broken. Okay.
Not necessarily.
Okay. Okay.
Marina. So you are Shelley, right? Rich.
I'm playing Shelly.
Yes.
Adam's playing Marina.
Okay, and Marina has a new.
Marina is in the nice dress and is heading out to a party. Shelly
Yes.
in the diner clothing.
So
And she is the lover. I see.
the scene prompt is yes, that Marina has a new lover, and we have to figure out who that is.
Mm-hmm. Well, first of all, is it that Owen tries to get eye contact with Shelley? Because with
Whether
Marina,
he
it
does or
wasn't going
not,
so
he's
well.
whether he does or not, she's leaving here with a new lover.
Let's see. I turn around my spoon in my cup in a very gentle way, so making movements up and down. Trying to. Owen has read about that in a book. that should work.
And then Shelly comes over and says, Owen, listen, we need to move this table over. So, like, can you just, like, go over there and sit with Marina? Do you mind if Owie joins you? Is that cool?
No. Yeah, that's totally cool.
Okay, hey, I'll just, like, scoot you out here. Just scooch out, okay, buddy?
Okay.
Just gonna, like, move this table. So if you could just, do you need me to carry your cup? I got your cup. It's no problem.
Okay, yeah. Let's get this table up.
Okay, great. Marina, you know Owen, Marina, right? You guys work together, blah, blah. Great. Okay, great.
So, are you working tonight?
No, I have a day off. Or who are you talking with?
You.
Uh-huh.
That is to say. So you have the day off and you're here.
Well, I don't like to hang out at home anymore, and I could need the tip sometimes. Well, we have I can help when there are many customers, and then we can. What about you? You seem to be dressed up like really like party.
Yeah, I was gonna go. Well, I mean, I am gonna go to a party. I guess a friend of my friend, and invited. Well, he invited me, but he kind of invited all of us. I guess technically. I don't know. I was thinking I'd go check it out. I don't really know anyone there though, other than maybe maybe Chase.
Was it? By the way, was it your grandmother who was here this morning?
Oh yeah, that was a mess, wasn't it?
Yeah. So you need some distraction.
You could say that. Yes, I am looking to get drunk.
All right, I'm still trying to see what Shelley is doing, and actually more interested in that. But you take what you get, right? Marina. So, if I may ask you, if I could join you tonight, and but we need to get to my place first because I need to get dressed to suit your style.
Why not? If you have an outfit that can match this, then it's game.
Then it's game. Let's go to my place.
Okay, great. 2 eggs over easy. 5 flapjacks. I think 5 might be a little much, but that's okay. Don't worry. It's not like there's a return policy or anything. I just did the upgrade thing. So really you're just paying for like 2. It's cool. Did you want to refresh on the coffee there?
I think we're good.
I could totally do that. Oe.
He's coming with me.
I'll just get more coffee. That's fine. I'll just get more coffee.
Whoa. This gal is so hot, I think to myself, and going with the other one.
Focus, Owen.
Owen's the secret villain.
Goodness.
Guys can be so stupid.
Yeah, cool.
Scene?
Right. So yeah, I think scene. Is that scene?
Let's tip out.
Sounds good. Good.
Yes.
It goes without saying that you provided a great deal of assistance to this scene.
Okay, because I'm getting graded, so I tried to work hard for it.
And you also definitely provided the insight that Owen is into Marina. So I would say that deserves a 3, personally.
I can support this decision.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's cool for me.
Slow to make a character, but I'll jump in with an basically NPC. Yay!
Yeah, so tip out. That was good. It is currently 9:30. Is there a hard limit on time, or
Why don't we roll through one more scene and then we
That
can
is okay with
finish
me?
Sure.
So who's left in terms of actual? Who has not had their own breakfast scene? That would be Owen.
Yeah, I haven't been server, but Owen hasn't had a scene yet.
So why don't you be server this time around?
All right.
Because everyone deserves a chance to get tips.
Hooray.
Yeah, for next, because you get to roll that into next session, right?
Yeah.
Cool.
And then since you are the focus of the scene, Owen, which I guess, Rich, do you want to take that?
I would love to take that. So
Revise your roll.
I need to choose an all-day breakfast here. Although I could buy something else because I've sorry.
Well, this is your character's story arc, so you start with the all-day breakfast.
You could technically buy a side, a distraction. And that could serve as just kind of like, if you wanted to play the party, for instance, then you could spend 1 tip to take out and 1 tip to have side, and then pick, like, you know, alcohol or whatever, romance, what have you.
Oh, wow, that's interesting.
Bring it on.
I super want to do that. Is that okay?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
All right, so I'm going to spend 2 tips. One for a takeout, and the other for romance. And I think we're actually, like, it's going to be at. Oh, so I guess it's at his place, right? Because he had said, I need to change. Will you come back with me?
Yeah, that works.
I mean, we can skip it to the party, it seems like, if you wanted, but if you want it at your place, you could do that also.
as awkward as Owen was, I think he would try to keep her at his place.
Yeah, that felt like what Owen was angling for. So we'll just see if that's a romance or if it's an abysmal failure. And by buying romance, that just means it's a theme. It doesn't mean it's a guarantee. It just means it can have.
It means the focus of the scene is romance, right?
And it could be a question of, is there going to be romance, or is Owen a complete idiot? Right? That's okay?
Yeah, I mean, you can always screw it up. Like, there was one scene in the Jankcast where, like, I retconned it after I played the scene. We're like, oh, that totally didn't happen. It was this instead. So we can retcon it after we decide. But because you're picking romance now, we have a duty to kind of attempt to at least make that happen.
I've ordered it off the menu. That doesn't mean that it's cooked the way I wanted.
That's right.
All right, just to stay with the theme. I love it.
There we go.
Love it. Okay, so then are you okay being Marina, or did you want somebody else to be Marina?
Nope, I'll reprise. That's totally fine with me.
I'm going to make my server your roommate, Jerry, who's still in college.
Fucker.
And he wants to be popular, but he's just not. And his regret is get into a better college.
Get into a better college than community college.
Yeah, not like community college. All right.
Cool. I'm imagining that they live in one of those sets of apartments in the WUP that it's like a quad, and there's a central entrance, primary central entrance where the mailboxes are, and they all have balconies, right? And what do you think? Second story? Does that sound good for Jerry? Would be a second story guy, or is it like first floor?
Honestly, I suspect that they aimed for the first floor and they ended up on the fourth. Because that was my college experience. But
it's an apartment.
Yeah.
It's not on campus living.
No, I know.
Yeah, so they're up a bit. It's a bit of a walk, but
Yeah.
And
the second floor is fine.
Cool.
All right. So I think they come in and Jerry was actually cooking something. And he's like, dude. Oh, hey.
Hi.
Jerry, man, I thought you had that study group.
No, it fell through. Hey, you're that chick that works at the diner with my man Owen.
This is Marina.
Marina, of course, Marina. Hey, Marina, Owen is a cool dude. You are in the right area with the right dude. But look, hey, I am over here. I'm just making a little bit of something to eat. Would you guys like to sample the cooking of Jerry? Or like a drink or something?
Marina looks over to Owen, like wondering whether this is going to be craft dinner with like ketchup and hot dogs in it, or
it's totally going to be craft dinner with ketchup and hot dogs. Actually, Maria just ate. Thanks, Jer.
Cool. I got some vodka. That's good.
I like vodka.
Free party. That sounds good.
So he gets out like he's got a strawberry shortcake glass that he bought at like a second time around store. And then he's got another one, which is like a mug with a broken handle that he gets for Owen. He throws some ice in. He's like, screwdriver or straight?
Everything here has been gently used and loved at other homes and has ended up in this place.
That's so hipster.
Yeah, totally. It is hipster.
I see, and she picks up the strawberry shortcake cup and is like, I see her bringing out the fine crystalware for me.
Nothing but the best.
She takes a shot, and she doesn't seem fazed by that.
Cool. He's got the hang in there mug, is what Jared brought him. Sips from it. He's sipping vodka from a mug, and this is the worst thing ever.
So fashion show. I need to see what I'm working with here.
Right. Why don't we go to my closet where all of the fashion will be found?
Okay.
See you in a bit, Jared. Good luck.
I need your help on this.
What?
I need your help on this because I've only dressed a man twice in my life. And the first one was 80.
I was about to say that is a story I want to hear, but I have decided that I changed my mind.
What's this?
Owen?
This?
Owen!
Okay, let's. Oh God, let's
The
go.
Oster! Oh man!
Oh, Jesus. Oh, good Lord. Yeah, let's go. I head to the little micro hallway past the bathroom. Open up the bedroom. There are in really, really nice computer. With a not very nice looking desktop that it sits upon. Looks like the desktop's been modified very poorly by a person with no woodworking skills, including duct tape. There are a few posters. There's a standee from like a standee from a cinema of Rey from Star Wars.
I was hoping it would be John Lundweistheimer.
Yes, it is John Lundweistheimer. That's way cooler. It is John Lundweistheimer, who's this kind of imagine Hammer horror films, except on a trauma budget. That's what Lundweistheimer is known for. He's a gauntlet feature. So yeah,
Gotcha.
and there's it's sliding door closet kind of thing, and when he slides it, it pops off the track. Listen, puts it back onto the track, and then opens it back up. And there are an array of T-shirts and a few dress shirts and some slacks and 4 pair of shoes.
So, Marina, what kind of party are you going to?
She looks down at her dress. I hope it's a fancy one.
Right. So we need a fancy stuff for my man Owen so that he is the perfect complement to you.
All right,
Owen.
khaki, kind of Kermit green, and black. Those are the pants selections.
Right. Owen, dude, today you become a man. I'm going to let you borrow some of my pants. I'll be right back.
Oh, shit. You've got to stop this, Marina.
Why would I do that? This is fun. Tell me you're having fun here.
Yes. You drink some more of that there. Drink some more alcohol. Like, please make this fun. Please make this fun.
Black Dockers, perfect for every occasion.
Yes. On.
Really? That's a yes? That's a yes? Black Dockers? That wins?
I told you it's perfect for every occasion, man.
Okay, he steps on his shoes to kick them off.
I can't help you with the shirt though, because all of mine are like, you know how we make the pile, and then you don't want that.
So Maria's turned around. Owen will.
She stammers a little bit from the alcohol, but she's okay.
Wow, she's a cheap drunk. Okay.
Well, she is in heels, and this is a carpeted room, so.
All right, you got to put on a shirt too, so she gets the full effect, man.
Okay,
Full effect.
hold on.
Full effect.
Hold on. All right. Since this is fancy, T-shirts are a no-no.
That's right.
Party a go-go. Okay.
But you can leave it untucked, right, and get the whole bohemian thing, right?
Right.
Because your hair is staying purple.
She's turned around and she threw her hand back over to point it. She pointed in the wrong direction, but she,
He's got the Dockers on now. The black Dockers are on, and he's standing in front of. There's like this crazy Hawaiian shirt. There's some really boring ass should be found at Best Buy polo shirts. Yeah, he's not dressed up much. And then
Hey,
there's
bohemian, man.
what about this? And he pulls out a shirt that you might see right there. You might see that shirt. He has that. He has that shirt. This is nice. What do you think?
Perfect. Do it.
Cool.
Right.
I'm gonna go to the bathroom and put it on.
No, she's not looking. Just put it on here. It's good.
Okay. He reaches and pulls the shirt over his head and slips that shirt on, and then grabs his shoes. Okay.
All right.
What do you think of the ensemble?
No, we'll have the big reveal. Close, like cover your eyes.
Big reveal?
Cover your eyes. All right.
My eyes or her eyes? Wait, are we
It's
both?
her eyes.
Spin me around, because I
Right,
think I'm pointing in the wrong direction.
Here we go. Don't fall, because it's
Oh my God,
carpet.
I'm spinning her around
Okay.
a few
All right.
times.
Okay.
So for the first time everywhere, the man, the myth, the legend, Owen Hudson.
Oh my! Now this is a sight.
All right, now get out. Come on, you guys, you crazy kids got places to go. He's perfect. You're perfect. We don't want to ruin this moment. Get out. Come on.
Sure.
She she looks at you like, shall we?
Offers an arm. We should go. All this work. Yep.
I'll stay with our friends tonight. Can I have their number?
Wait. I thought you were cooking.
Oh shit! He runs to the kitchen.
Can we end it right there?
Yeah.
That was fun.
That was easily a 3.
That was crazy.
Yeah.
That was good. I'm really glad we took it out of the. That's good. Were you okay as being audience there?
Erotic 90s dance time.
I was trying to nudge us into package the rest to go there, but we took a moment to get there. So.
Oh, let's see. So I did takeout and side. I did takeout, so that's $1, and then I did romance. Although I don't feel like I got my money's worth, but that's fine.
I'm gonna say that had you not cut me off there, you'd have gotten a kiss at the end.
Oh, shit.
I'm willing to have us rewind and put that kiss in because
we need a whole director's cut. We need to put some of the footage back in.
We will put that footage back in.
Maybe it happens right at the doorstep. I don't know.
So,
how does
this go? This is what I see. We step outside of the apartment, and Marina stops, and she sachets right directly in front of you and says, "I have a confession to make. The party's going to be lame. Do you want to just go to a bar?"
Yes.
She reaches over and gives you a peck on the cheek.
Aww.
Nice. There we go. Thank goodness for going and dramatic editing. That was great. Now I remove my complaint. Cool. All right. So that.
Oh shoot! You didn't hear it. Okay, we'll fill you in after the.
Oh no.
Yeah. I think we could just do it now. She said the party was going to suck, and then she asked him to just go out for a drink instead, and he was like, "Yes," and then he got his kiss. So, yeah, no, it was a very, very sweet scene.
Twas indeed. So that is there any end of session stuff that we do with Putin?
No, not typically. I was toying with some stuff for end of session, but it's not baked, and I really don't want to go through it right now. So
thinking a questionnaire to ask if we defeated a major monster would be good.
Yeah.
A tip. We learn something new and important about the world, or recover a magical item, artifact. That could be a tip.
Where is
Suggestion for me to you.
That's not a bad idea.
You could call it
When a session ends, nominate a character for Employee of the Week. You can't nominate a character you've played this session. The owner of each nominee gets a tip.
Oh, fun.
Oh, let's do that.
That's hard. Okay. All this judgment.
Oh, yes.
I'm going to say Jerry.
I was going to say Jerry.
Jerry clearly deserves a tip for his role in getting Owen some.
I was worried that I overdid it. Thank you.
The MVP. Most valuable Putin. This is good. This is really good. So normally what we do at the end of each session of Gauntlet City Limits is we have a brief feedback session of Roses and Thorns, where each player has the opportunity to list a thorn, which is a thing that perhaps didn't run quite the way they expected, or could be a rules question, clarification, something that maybe next time around we could try differently. And we do that first, and then we end with a rose, which is the attaboy or attagirl or atta person, however you wish to phrase it, things that you really enjoyed, highlight of scenes or particular rules that you found really fun or helpful for your enjoyment.
I'm going to pause this because we have more nominees to do, because we are each supposed to nominate someone, and then everybody that gets nominated gets a tip, and then whoever gets the most.
Let's do that before we do the other.
Yep. See, I caught it in the rules. There were so many great characters. I want to nominate Jenks. Jenks the waiter, because by God, he got gravy some sleep.
Which is a feat in and of itself.
Yes. I nominate Beth.
Hooray!
That's awesome.
Beth for being such a good mother and such a good daughter at the same time.
And
there was no judgment.
I really enjoyed Marina. Like she was interesting. I liked the flow of Marina from put upon daughter to I'm going to get really drunk to I'm going to throw this guy a solid and play around to help him and his friend. So I liked that a lot.
So I think that means that everybody got one tip.
Sweet.
Which is nice, except for in the sense that it means that we still don't know who goes. Let's say, give it to the character that would win in a Poutine and eating contest. That would be you, Adam.
Probably. If only by virtue of the fact that I have more Poutine available to me.
That is also true.
All right.
So Roses and Thorns.
Thank you, Jason. You got me some tips that I will spend heartily for other scenes next time.
Mm-hmm.
Thorns. So I'm glad we circled back to the name of the restaurant. I was like, we need a name. I think it would be interesting if there was a little bit more of like sense of place in the restaurant. Like, what does it look like? Is there music playing here? Is there a uniform? It felt like there was a uniform. You know, that kind of vibe. Like when I hear diner, I have a particular image in mind, but an image kind of vacillates between a diner that's to me like a Waffle House, so it has like this big long ass bar with a few tables on the side, or it could be more like this is more local to Tennessee, but a Perkins. Oh no, wait, there were Perkins in Minnesota. I remember that. A Perkins kind of thing, or a Denny's kind of thing, where there's a whole lot of open tables, and then there's a shorter cook in the back. And like to me, I would have enjoyed a little bit more like sense of place.
Right.
Which is interesting because you've got the whole map for the town and all this stuff to put all the places in the town and the population of the town, but there actually isn't a thing like that for the diner.
And it's all set at the diner.
An excellent point, and I will certainly take that into account in revision 5.
That's it, though. I mean, that is a light critique. Yeah. So, Jason, what about you? Did you have any thorns?
I don't super love competitive storytelling. So the tips system as a whole is not my favorite sort. That being said, how can I put this? It's set up in a very Canadian way. Like you're encouraging people to give at least 2. No one's really getting left behind. It worked out tonight. My concern would be that not every community of play treats it that way. Like Burning Wheel and Mouse Guard, in my opinion, use these systems in a way that really sticks right up my craw. It doesn't do that here for me, but it is a thing that I at least eye suspiciously.
That is an excellent point, and the tipping economy is something that I thought very hard about when I implemented it, because I wanted to make sure that giving tips was motivated as opposed and incentivized strongly as opposed to not, and then also using tips was highly. So,
you end up with a better story. So if you played it once and everyone gave crappy tips, it wouldn't be a very fun game. So
exactly. So I will have to definitely add something in the text to kind of incentivize and motivate people in that way. So thank you for that. Garrett?
Yeah, so I would say the same. Like the competitive storytelling is not my cup of tea, but I interpreted it as fan mail, and as fan mail, I have fun in it. In that sense, I think it has to be understood, and then it's all fine. I mean, tipping makes so much sense in a restaurant, and also the pressure to the waitresses to get tips is something which could be considered as a necessary part of the game to reflect what's going on in a restaurant. For me, it could be seen as part of the setting. Yeah, and yeah, and I was confused a little bit at the beginning. Like, sometimes I didn't recognize anymore who is server and who is not, because like roles and function in the game overlap when you have 2 servants and a cook and everything. That took me a moment to understand.
Okay, that I'm gonna have to mull on a bit, because it would be nice to have some kind of a baked-in queue for who's playing the server. Mm-hmm. And it might not always be obvious, especially in like an online setting where you would want to have, like, say, a lower third that says, I'm the server this time. But not everyone necessarily has available to that an eye patch.
I'm wondering if there's pop culture references you can make there. Like, the first thing that comes to my mind are romantic comedies where, like, the guy who's the doorman is the one who facilitates the romance or something like that. Because I feel like that could put it in there where those characters are there, but they aren't really who the scenes are about. They make the scenes possible by kind of ringmastering them a little.
Yeah, that's definitely what I'm hoping for, and whether or not I achieve it is always a question, right? And that's what these playtests are for. So I will mull that as well.
Did you have any thorns, Adam?
No. You guys did fantastic. I really don't have any thorns. You guys ran with this in a spectacular way.
Thanks.
I mean, I wish that I could have brought it better. Ta-da!
It's all good.
Don't know what was not brought.
I'm going to throw a rose at Rich that nobody else can really see, which is on the fly improving this. Like, first of all, you made the spreadsheet on the fly, like right at the beginning. You're like, I'll make a spreadsheet. And then you threw in the server moves, and now the picture board is looking more organized. And like you're working, and then all of a sudden I'm like, oh, hey, now this part looks prettier, and it's got hard outlines. So yeah, just on the fly spreadsheet making is very impressive.
I appreciate that. However, let me make sure that this rose is split because I'm pretty sure Whopper Valley's data was moved in by Garrett, and
Nice.
I'm pretty positive the way the characters like broke out with name, job, want, and regret was all Adam, and I think Garrett put in the picture board because I certainly didn't. It just amazingly showed up, and I was like,
so
oh,
that's a rose for everyone but me.
You were a user who recognized it, so
I'm a user who recognizes.
you get a part of the rose that's not a thorn that you hold the rose by. You get a stem.
Hooray!
Thank you for passing that out. Any other roses you wanted to hand out, Jason?
Golly, it was just a fun game. I'll tell you what, I will give another rose just in terms of system because it's easy to be suspicious of diceless, GM-less games that are not predicated upon conflict per se. I mean, the conflicts are part of what you pick as the entrees. And it's possible to do that game in a way that doesn't really work. I love Golden Sky Stories, but it falls a bit short in my opinion. It's a little railroady. And this to me feels like a system that has enough give in it that it really works, while still providing enough structure for people to actually play the darn thing.
Well, thank you for that. That's as glowing a review as I've ever received.
I'm super excited I got to play Poutine. I loved listening. I love when you first threw it out as like this fevered, I have this idea for a thing, and then all of a sudden there's a document that exists, and then the next thing I know, you're playing it on Jankcast, and I'm like, fuck, this game sounds good. This game sounds so good. I really want to play it. And I think I messaged you as soon as I listened to it. I'm like, please come on, Gauntlet City Limits, please, get him. So
yeah,
that's a huge rose that I got an opportunity to play this game. It's really good. I like it.
I guess technically I owe you a rose as well because the inspiration for the game came from one of your podcasts.
What?
Yeah. You had a conversation with who's the guy who wrote that sci-fi powered by the apocalypse, the space one?
Uncharted Worlds, perhaps?
Yeah, that's it. Uncharted Worlds.
Yeah, it was one of his.
You made a joke about writing a Poutine-themed game, and I thought to myself, why doesn't that exist? And then now it does.
I love the mixture of there's PBTA DNA in there, and then I haven't even played A Place to Fuck Each Other, but you said that it's an influence, so that's really fascinating to me.
The whole character design system is basically A Place to Fuck Each Other.
It feels very Fate-like in a way too. Like, yeah. You know, it feels like a Fate trouble aspect, or what was that? There's another one. Oh, Numenera. It reminds me of Numenera a little bit too. In the sentence structure is the character creation. But anyway, I'm hogging the roses. I had a great time, Garrett. I was terrified when you took over Owen for a little bit. Then I'm like, oh no, that's totally, I totally see. That's Owen's so relatable now because he's not at all a Mary Sue or a John Sue or whatever you call the McKee's flawed, and that was great, and I really enjoyed that. And Jason, the bus tour, like a dozen roses for the bus tour. How did you do that?
That was amazing.
Yes. My wife was actually on the radio advertising a summer camp that she was running, and like I was doing an impression of the guy that she was on the radio show with, and like I was in the booth with her going, God, it's hot in here. Why aren't there any fans? Oh, so
that bus tour was just off the top of your head amazing. I'll be quiet. What about you, Garrett? Any roses that you wanted to hand out?
Oh yes, please. I like that part the most from the end of the session. I really like this breakfast, lunch, dinner structure. A nice side effect with the tips is that you can't go for the heavy stuff because on this first round of scenes you don't have tip yet. So you first have a round of establishing all kind of stuff and relationships, and then only you can do nonsense like alcohol, drugs, and finally offer an ultimatum or something. That takes a moment to build up. So having a currency for that is kind of quite nice in a story game. I wouldn't expect it in a story game. Yeah, and then the sharing characters, because it's very challenging. And I like to be challenged once in a while. And taking over somebody's character and doing nonsense with them, and then they have to build it into their mind consistently. That's like kind of cool. Yeah, I like that. And yeah, like at the beginning, Adam gave me exactly the right idea by establishing Marina being directly connected to Hannah, the grandmother, as being the daughter. Oh, my son is visiting me to say something to me, yes?
Bist du schon zu Ende und redest, oder?
Ja, genau, wir sind fast fertig. Genau, ich bin gleich da. Oh, yeah, it seems they have a good time, but it's the first time he has a babysitter in his life. So he's kind of proud of himself.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah, just for us. Yeah. He likes me playing because afterwards I tell him everything what we've done, and yeah, I think tonight I have a story to tell him. Sometimes what we play, it's not exactly children content.
The next round might not be quite so kid-friendly, but we'll see about that.
Yes. Yeah, so that's really nice. And yeah, thank you all for playing the characters you played with me. I like that.
Yeah, round of applause for everything. That was fantastic.
What about you, Adam? You already kind of handed out, I believe, a little bit, but any other
yeah, I mean, I could just. You guys took everything, you ran with it, and you produced a cast of amazing, immediately charming characters, and I couldn't have asked for better people to play with.
Woot! Yay! A good thing to hear from the writer of the game.
Yeah, that's good, and glad we didn't get that thing of like, you guys really didn't get it, and you need to work harder. So, because this game's really good, and obviously you are not good at reading or playing.
Oh,
but that's not what we heard, and I'm super excited because we've got a second session of this. So.
The second session will go much faster. Now that we've got all the setup done, it's going to be, lunch and side menus until maybe a dinner at the end of next session.
I'm trying to remember if I'm actually making all of the sessions.
Is
it 2 sessions?
It's 2 sessions, and the next one's on Tuesday the 25th. So
yep,
a fortnight.
I've already got it down. Sweet.
Good.
Yay.
Very good. Excellent. Thank you guys all for playing, and we'll see you in 2 weeks.